everyone, and with all due respect to the Rocket Roger Clemens, who's supposed to be in the building tonight, the legendary leadoff hitter Ricky Henderson, the cigar man Louis Tiant, Boomer Coney Uke, the one man who played for both the Red Sox and Yankees that define both organizations, is Babe Ruth. He joined the Red Sox as a pitcher in 1914. He added his bat to the lineup full-time in 18, won 3 World Series titles in that span. After setting a single-season record with 29 homers in 19, like Edison discovering electricity, the light went on in his head. I could make a lot more money if I focused just on launching long balls. So he demanded 20 grand a year. And the lights apparently went out in Boston when they said no and sold him to the Yanks for 100 grand. The rest is baseball history, like a ton of baseball history. He became the greatest power hitter ever. Year 1 in pinstripes, 54 home runs. Over 15 years in New York, the Sultan of SWAT led the league in homers 10 times, and he won 4 World Series. He had a curse named after him in Boston and a house he built in the Bronx. He did more for the game than anyone else in the history of the game. And did you know the last uniform he wore was in fact a Boston one? In 1935, he played 28 games for the Boston Braves of the National League and hit 6 home runs. Over a century after he moved from one team to the other, his impact on the rivalry is very much alive. Without question, you can always find a Babe Ruth shirt, the Great Bambino t-shirt, wherever you are. It doesn't even need to be Yankee Stadium or Fenway Park. David Cohn, Eduardo Perez, Carl Ravitch, Buster Olney back here in our booth for Sunday Night Baseball. The New York Yankees starting lineup, it has not been very good. It is presented by Irish Spring. Slide into a fresh start. Anything about the lineup indicates fresh start. We got some guys that didn't play game 1, but anything?
Well, actually, I mean, the guys who they brought in that are sort of the minor league free agents have done a really good job for them. It's the veterans that really need to step up at this point. That namely Rizzo, Stanton, and Josh Donaldson are needed now more than ever.
Mayhew played third base first game. Donaldson there. Oswaldo Cabrera playing as well. And as Buster only told us on Baseball Tonight, Brian Bayo, who was supposed to pitch during the rainout game, wanted to pitch in the City Connect yellow. He likes the yellow, therefore they wore him earlier. This is a different set, but he's wearing yellow again.
Yeah, different set, and what they're going to need is really good defense behind him. He has to keep the ball down. He will induce a lot of ground balls, and because of that, this defense needs to be on their A game.
It has not been on the A game. It hasn't really been on a B, C, D, E, or F game. The Red Sox have 51 errors. Their outs above average is minus 19, which is 30th, and their runs prevented is also 30th. So how about a B effort from the defense?
Well, let's see if we can get a B effort in this B game.
That's
second
true.
game of the day.
All right, so Bayo is ready, and we are set for baseball. Again, Jake Bauers leads off. Torres and Rizzo will bat behind him. The Red Sox will give the shift as much as you can against the left-handed hitting Bauers. And the first pitch from Brian Bayo is swung on and pops straight back out of play.
Say this, the City Connect yellows work well with the baby blue, which has a theme here, obviously on Father's Day, and keep dad in the game, and all the dads out there get checked.
That's right. Also the finish line at the Boston Marathon, the colors that are on the ground there, the blue and yellow, and that is of course another reason for the City Connect uniforms. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bauers 232, 5 homers, 14 runs batted in. Well, he misses away. Connor Wong had a big hit in game 1. He's out. Reese McGuire is behind the plate. Devers is at third. Pablo Reyes, shortstop, shaded way towards second base for the next one, and that is in there for a strike. Kike Hernandez is at second. He was at short in game 1. Tristan Casas plays first base. Around the outfield, Rob Refsnyder is in left. Jaron Duran in center. And Alex Verdugo had another productive game 1 is in right. Just missed down and in. Marvin Hudson is calling balls and strikes, and K-Zone would have called it a strike.
Wow, you talk about just being right there on the border.
So full count to start to Bauers. That one missed, and that is a walk. That close pitch Ball 3 leads to ball 4.
Big time no-nos in the past was, one, don't walk the leadoff hitter. And if you're going to do it, and you're going to do it, you're going to do it with the number one, the fastball. Leadoff hitter of the game, you go change up immediately, even with Gleyber Torres on deck.
It shows you what he thinks his best pitch is.
Gleyber Torres, the second baseman, hit his 12th home run in game 1. Gave the Yankees an early lead, a short-lived lead. And he rips this one to center field. Duran got a good jump, and he knocks it down. Now it gets away from Verdugo. Torres to second. The throw is a little offline. He's in with the double. To third base goes Bowers.
With the effort, what happened right there, you end up getting the runners 90 feet closer to home. You're going to commit. Better commit all the way, and Jared Duran was caught in between a little bit right there when he realized, uh-oh, a little too late, it's not going to make it. Ball kicks off him. Now you end up with good base running here. Reading it well, ending up right there at third base, standing up.
A good throw from Verdugo probably gets Torres. But right now, second and third, here's Anthony Rizzo. That first pitch inside corner, 95, called strike with a sinker. Rizzo recently broke out of an 0 for 24 skid. He has not hit a homer since the 20th of May, and this one is on the ground. The run will come in. Kike Hernandez throws Rizzo out, and to third goes Torres. 1-0 Yankees.
Old school, right? Get him over, get him in.
Get him over, get him in, and if you're not going to get a hit and you're struggling a little bit with it, you know what? Do your job, and he's going to get high fives for that right there.
Well, a simple little ground ball to second base does a lot right here, and I'm sure Rizzo would have rather laced a double in the gap, but nonetheless, take an RBI and a productive out.
Now Giancarlo Stanton. And that first pitch is in there. A little low, but called the strike on a changeup at 86. Giancarlo Stanton 0 for 4 in game 1. And he is on the struggle bus. Wow. He is going to get frustrated. That's the type of call that has gotten Aaron Boone thrown out of games when it's Aaron Judge at the plate.
He's going to get tested, and Brian Bayo is going to love that strike zone with his sinker changeup combo.
How do you climb the ladder or stay down? You saw the catcher say down, 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 and he kept it there.
Yeah, it's tough to hit when you not only get one but two pitches that were out of the zone. And when you're 6'5" and you're at the plate, you get that called on you, you tend to chase.
1-0 Yankees. Gleyber Torres, a double that sent Bowers to third, and then Rizzo brought him in. For Gleyber, that was his 9th double. The Red Sox have the infield in right now with 1 out. Bounced another one.
Well, there's playing the infield in, and then there's playing the infield in with Giancarlo Stanton at the plate.
I agree.
The Greek god of exit velocity, so watch your lips.
It's not so much at third as it is at short and up the middle.
Mayo lived underneath that strike zone after getting the first 2 called. Now finds himself at a 3-2 count with Stanton. Last Sunday, same matchup. Bayo 7 innings, 10 ground ball outs. Got Stanton swinging, and he went with a changeup.
Well, we see the strike zone has been established here early and down, and that is a good sign for the Red Sox starting pitcher. And he's going to go low to lower to try to test it, see if he can get him to chase. Stays down there the whole at bat.
Here's Josh Donaldson. And that's the first pitch non-strike for Bayo. He had gone 4 for 4. Now behind Donaldson, who's hitting just $160, but all of his hits have been homers, it feels like. 5 homers last 11 games, and he got sawed off there. Casas backs up. He will flip it to Bayo, and that will do it in the inning. They do get 1 though. Bowers, leadoff walk, comes around to score. Double dip, man. You got a shower in between. Freshen up, everybody. Our starting lineups are brought to you by Irish Spring. Slide into a fresh start. For the Red Sox, Duran, Turner, who's been red hot. Verdugo, Devers seems to be coming out of a little funk as well.
And they're going to need production from those bottom 5 guys in that order. Casas needs to get it going. Kike Hernandez had 2 hits in the early game today. Will he continue to swing a better bat?
What do you get on Sevy?
Well, Luis Severino had a couple of starts when he first came off the IL, and he looked like the old Severino, but the last 3 have not been so good. His fastball's been a little flat. It's been getting hit, and that's a key for him. His fastball velocity, the swing and miss on that pitch, and then the changeup slider combination, how that fits in.
Speedy leadoff man is Jarren Duran. He's the center fielder for the Red Sox tonight. 287 on the year, and the first pitch from Sevy at 96 misses. Throws that 4-seamer about 58% of the time. Then he'll throw a changeup 20%, slider 17, and a cut fastball around 10. And this one into center field and short. McKinney cannot get there. Soft contact, 85 miles an hour, but it's in there for a hit on Father's Day.
Wasn't hit hard off the bat. As a matter of fact, it broke the bat. 2 pitches, both glove side. See the splinters coming out right there, but because of it, he ends up getting that base hit. Now you have speed and pressure at first.
Yeah, and a guy that's been red hot, and Justin Turner at the plate. The Yankees jump out to a 1-0 lead. They are 26-9 when they score first. Turner has loved Fenway Park, loved hitting the ball off the wall and over the wall. This time he rolls one over towards that Yankee dugout. 26-9 when scoring first. That's a .743 win percentage. That's 11th in baseball. Turner's on an 8-game hit streak. 2-run home run in the second inning Friday night. Grand slam in the third.
Whoa.
What does somebody like Severino work on in between starts, especially when you had those 2 great starts to start the season in the last 3 quarters? What do you work on?
I think it's the secondary stuff, especially a slider.
96 though, looked really good there. Turner is gone. That had some movement on it. And Sevy's got strikeout number 1.
Yeah, in his last start, his fastball actually got better as the start went on. We'll see here. This is a good one too. Right on by, and underneath it is Turner. Good sign early. 96 mile an hour with life.
That's another guy.
What comes along for the right for Severino?
That's
we
right.
know his changeup's pretty good to lefties. Can he get that slider going as well?
Alex Verdugo sends that one to a fan of the stands. So here you go. That's beautiful. Alex Verdugo's brother tweets out the edibles.
I smell a reality show with that family.
Well played, Chris. Well played.
And another guy with red hair who loves that wall over there. Do they get him? They had him leaning, and they did. Jarren Duran, according to the first base umpire, caught leaning.
Ramon Vasquez on that line, and they just told him keep playing because, yes, they did. And this is what Anthony Rizzo does. He doesn't go after the arm. He goes straight into the body, knowing that replay is going to be a big part of the system. He's been doing this for quite some time, allowing the ball to travel quick right-hand tag.
Brian Walsh over there to make that call. Here's Verdugo. And that will do it. After a leadoff single by Duran, a strikeout, a caught stealing to calm the waters, and Verdugo flies out to left. We're through 1 on Sunday night on Father's Day. It's 1-0 New York.
Suntan lotion.
How we look in Big Ben next Sunday? ESPN and ESPN Deportes. The London series is back for the first time since 2019. Cubs Cards play the second game of a 2-game set at London Stadium, and home to the United States Open. We're going to be in Los Angeles after the 10 a.m. Eastern start in London. Our Sunday night matchup, Astros and Dodgers. That will start at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. Baseball tonight, Sunday night countdown. We're all over the globe next Sunday.
Eduardo was just in London. He saw the Harry Styles concert at Wembley.
He was styling. Absolutely.
What a concert.
Eduardo takes a day and he flies over to London to be with the family to watch Harry Styles.
That's the way to do it.
It's impressive.
Billy McKinney up, and Cabrera, and this one on the ground. Casas charges, and he will step on the bag, and McKinney retired.
Ground balls is the name of game. Is the name of the game for Bayo, and that's exactly what he has been able to do so far. 3 of the 4 outs have been on the ground, and the one that wasn't was a strikeout. 57% ground ball rate on the season. Major League average is 44.8%.
Good teamwork. Oswaldo Cabrera, 195, 4 homers, 18 runs batted in. And Bayo puts that in there at 94 to get ahead 0-1. Extra day of rest for Bayo. And remember that last start, guys, on Sunday. That ball hit by Trevino up the middle. Oh, a leaping catch, Pablo Reyes. That gets the arms up from Brian Bayo. Saying that Trevino's last week hit the bag. That had no chance to hit the bag, but what a play by Reyes.
In a parachute to get down from there. He got way up there now. 89.4 miles per hour off the bat. Giving him time to make this play. Great timing. Beautifully done right there.
Can't stop Pablo Reyes. You can only hope to contain him.
That's right. And gravity couldn't even do that. Oswaldo Cabrera bummed out. He hit that ball hard, and generally you'd think that's a hit, but it's a lineout. So 2 up, 2 down, and here's Kyle Higashioka. Does not get that call. Think about the Yankee makeup. You know, this guy is the longest tenured Yankee. If I had asked you that question, Eduardo, who's the longest tenured Yankee, would you have come up with Higashioka?
Absolutely not.
It's a long time in the minor leagues. He's a great story. Really persevered, paid his dues. He's an excellent catcher, really.
Yeah.
Across the board. It's certainly in the backup role.
Well, yeah, I talked to him about it last week, and he's got a lot of pride in that fact. Of course, the guy before him, with the longest tenured Yankee, was Brett Gardner, somebody that he spoke very highly of.
Got a modest 4-game hit streak going. The catcher, 3-1 count. How much did that ball just move?
But it's that changeup. The changeup that early on in the game we even, I questioned with Bowers. 3-2 ends up walking him. It sails to his right into the right-handed hitter.
Well above horizontal movement on that changeup. 2 inches on average. Better than the average changeup from Bayo.
3-2. And that is a swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Brian Bayo with the sinker at 95 miles an hour. 10-pitch inning. Oh, yeah, Dad, feed me the fries. Feed me. Beautiful. Please watch baseball live or on demand on your favorite supported devices. Save 50% for Father's Day today. Blackout, other restrictions do apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Pretty special if you get an opportunity to come to a ballpark with your dad. And if you're a Red Sox fan, you like the way the last 2 innings have started. Duran reached with a single, and now Rafael Devers starts the inning off with a single right back up the middle.
Not wasting any time. Slider. You're geared up for that mid-90s fastball. But Rafael Devers, you have to appreciate the balance that he has at the plate. Holds those hands high, gets them in that ready position, and launches from there.
So Devers on first, and here's Rob Refsnyder, who's playing left field. And he puts one down. Severino quickly on it. He just didn't field it cleanly enough with that hand because he had a play at second base, but instead goes to first. Rob Refsnyder will join us. You can ask him a question. Hashtag AskSNB on Twitter.
See him grimace right there. He's upset that he wasn't able to get that ball down the line. Donaldson was playing deep.
Yes, that was a bunting for a hit. That wasn't a sack.
You know what, though? Goes down as a sack.
Yeah, he'll get credit for a sacrifice.
Tristan Casas, the left-handed hitting first baseman, 7 homers, 20 RBIs. Swings at that first one, and you can see it was right on his fists. 3-game hit streak. The Red Sox love this guy's bat. They are convinced that he is going to be a very, very solid major league hitter. Over these last 3 games during that streak, 4 for 9, a double, 3 walks. Friday night, 8th inning. extended that lead to 15-5. That was the final score that night. 0-1. 98 from Sevy on the corner. '98. So we just saw Paul Skeens, LSU's pitcher, throw 46 pitches at 100 miles an hour.
That's
in one game.
In one game.
You see that kind of stuff on the college level, you wonder how close it is for those guys to jump right to the big leagues almost. I mean, limited startup time in the minors before they're ready to go.
Next one to Casas, swing and a miss. Sevy 97, and he picks up his second punch out.
I'll say this. Paul Skeens is ready right now to impact
No doubt.
a team down the stretch.
I was going to answer your
Pirates.
question by saying 10 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And the Pirates, who have the first pick, and I know there's some talented players out there to choose from, but Paul Skeens is a difference maker.
Kike Hernandez in the dirt. So Devers at second base. Similar innings now. Red Sox, Duran led off, and then Sevy buckled down. Devers leads off. The bunt back to him. He probably had to play at second, but instead he got the sacrifice. Strikes out Casas, and now trying to get Hernandez. And his issues have really been early in the game. After that, he settles in. High riding fastball out of the zone.
Watch Hernandez's takes. First thing that goes is his hips. You rarely see a quiet take from him on a fastball out of the zone. Been pulling a lot when his power has always been, since coming up to the minors, right center field.
Hit hard. That's a fair ball. It's going to the corner. That's going to be Kike Hernandez's 29th run batted in. Devers touches home, and it's 1-1.
Change up on that one right there, 2-0. See the exit velocity at the top, but Kike, those hips fly open, and as an infielder, you see it. Yes, you are told where to play. They have those cards, but as soon as you see those hips, you know, most of the time on the ground especially, it's going to be the pull side. Gets right by Donaldson. He had no chance on that one.
That brings up the 8th hitter, Reese McGuire. He's the catcher. Swings at the first one, and that drags Rizzo far to his right, but he will flip to Severino, and that will do it for the inning. First time through blues for Severino. 385 with 1188 OPS. After that, sub 200 batting average allowed. New York scores one at the top of the first, and the Red Sox come back in the bottom of the first and score one of their own. Rob Refsnyder is out there in left field in front of that big, huge monster, and he's got the earpiece and microphone on, and we're grateful for that. You have a terrific backstory. Tell us what Father's Day means to you, Rob.
Oh, yeah, that's a great question. My dad and I were texting a little bit today, and he said Happy Father's Day to me, which means a lot, and I just kind of texted back to thanking him for setting the best example of what a father should be, So I'm really close to my dad, and to be a father now, it's pretty special.
Yeah. What are the qualities that define your dad? What makes him so special?
Man, I just remember, when I was a kid, just growing up, and he would leave really, really early in the morning. We would read the newspaper together, and then he would always hurry back and try to beat that LA traffic back home. But he always made time. Oh boy!
Devers. Got him. Takes a hit away from Volpe.
Yeah, he always made time for whatever sport I was playing, and he was always there and present. And he was a great communicator, and so those are two things I really value.
Yeah.
Rob, from your vantage point, can you break down Devers' play?
Yeah, he's just like a ninja out there. But no, he, when I came over here last year, you obviously know how special he is in the batter's box, what a presence he is. But that guy really works his tail off on defense, and he really sets a tone. He's out there every single day. You guys see it. I mean, every pregame he's taking his ground balls and things like that. So, he really sets the tone. Oh, boy.
Rob, we know, your Arizona days and College World Series and MVP, and then you get drafted by the Yankees. and they want to convert you to second base, and now you find yourself back to the outfield.
Oh boy.
Kind of makes you, makes you feel more comfortable, obviously, in the outfield, right?
Yeah, no, in retrospect, I really wish I didn't try to do that. I think I still have bruises on my forearms from trying to catch catch ground balls. But yeah, my first infield coordinator, Carlos Mendoza, is still in New York. So yeah, he helped me get to the big leagues for sure as an infielder.
Second base, and underneath the glove, Kike Hernandez.
Hey, you're good, you're good.
Nearly back-to-back web gem type plays, but he's unable to get it, and aboard is Bowers. Yeah, I say Joey Rickard, Trent Gilbert, Johnny Field, Bobby Brown, Riley Moore. What does that do to you?
Yeah, funny enough, I just got we're part of a little bit of a group chat, and starting pitcher Kurt Heyer recently married, and he just announced that he's going to be a father. So. Oh
wow, that's great. So, that's the Arizona Wildcats starting opening day starters.
Yeah, he was our Friday night. He was really, really good. So shout out to Kurt.
Runner goes.
Throw him out.
Throw down, a short hop, tag put on, and the hand stays on the bag.
Yeah, so it kind of comes full circle, I guess.
You, as we are in the middle of the College World Series, were the most outstanding player in 2012.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
Yeah, but the memories never fade, and you can never have that taken away from you.
Definitely. Shoot, my best man was part of that team, some of my best friends. Looking back, some of my fondest baseball memories for sure. And, somebody very influential in my baseball career was Andy Lopez.
Sure.
I'm sure you guys are familiar with Andy.
Yep.
Kind of a coaching legend.
Great coach, yep.
Just instilled a lot of great life lessons that I still try to, live my life to the best to him.
Well, Gleyber Torres behind 0-2. Swing and a miss. He elevated. Third strikeout for Brian Bayo. Here's a fan question for you, Rob. How did your kids help you celebrate Father's Day today?
They slept in, so that was a great present for my wife. My son brought me a coffee early.
There you go.
Yeah, so just hung out in the apartment. We're going on a little bit of a long road trip, so I just...
Rizzo hits this one well. That sends Duran all the way back into the corner.
Yeah!
Off the wall! And he claims he caught it. Boy, that was tight in the corner, and Duran ran into the wall and kept the ball in the glove.
You want level of difficulty? That right there, the triangle. Rob, appreciate that play right there.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Unbelievable basket catch right against the irregular angle in right center field. Jared Duran, loving it.
Hey, he's done that a lot today, Bayo, already. What a play by Duran. We're back. There's the man that just made the catch in the Bermuda Triangle out there in center field. With MLB Moments, you could be a part of some of baseball's biggest events, like playing in the Corona All-Star Celebrity Softball Game or getting on-field access before the T-Mobile Home Run Derby. Restrictions apply. See rules and enter for a chance to win at MLB.com/moments. We've had a few moments defensively for the Red Sox, and if you're Anthony Rizzo, man, you can't buy one. I mean, he hammered that.
No, that's worth a little snappage somewhere.
Yeah, you think. Swing and a miss from Pablo Reyes at 96 as Severino starts the bottom of the third.
That's pretty much a home run in almost every ballpark except this one in San Francisco, right?
He absolutely barrels this baseball, and that's the one he's been looking for.
Man, let me tell you what I would have done after the game if this continues for Anthony Rizzo, who's just in a tough luck area right now. Take your shoes off once you get in the clubhouse. Go straight into the shower with the uni. Wash that one off.
You do that often?
Oh my gosh, my entire career.
Is that a tradition passed down? or is that an Eduardo Perez original?
I want to call it instincts. Just go straight with it.
You ever do something like that?
No.
Come on, Cody. Come on, Cody. I mean, just appreciate what Jarren Duran did right here with that wall. Home run in 18 out of 30 ballparks, but the level of difficulty was the impressive part, dealing with that wall at that angle. Only ballpark in Major League Baseball you have to deal with. You know you're there. It's close. You can't extend. Wow.
Duran, as you can see, is built like a linebacker, so the idea of a padded wall wasn't going to stop him.
Yeah, he's so fast. Got back there incredibly quick fashion.
Reyes was the third strikeout victim of Severino, and that was the first leadoff man that he had gotten after Duran and Devers both reached base.
I will say this, though. If Duran pulls one to first, Rizzo's going to make a play on it. Whoa. You're going to take one from me? Hit it this way.
That's going to go foul. Red Sox off to Minnesota to deal with the Twins. Yankees go back home. And there are those numbers. Curious, why does something like that? That's like literally the reverse of how everyone else has done it. That one on a line, and it is caught. Easy one for Gleyber Torres, and there are 2 down. But those numbers.
Yeah, it's a smaller sample size. He was on the IL the first month of the season, or over a month, obviously. It's really based on the last 3 starts where he struggled with his fastball early in the game. Today, kind of the opposite. He came out firing. His fastball's there so far. He got burned on the changeup that he left up to Kike Hernandez for the double and the RBI, but he's got a good fastball early in this game.
He struck Turner out his first time up. He's the DH. The Red Sox, of course, let a lot of guys go, and when JD Martinez left, they basically brought Turner in. JD's having a good year. So is JT. Evaldi and Waka, another couple of Red Sox pitchers, combined 16 and 4 with a 2.7 ERA, and each were their respective league pitcher of the month in May. He held up. That always leads to those conversations of, why can't we get guys like that? You know, when you had them and then you let them go.
Yes.
2-1 to Turner. That's a good pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, say this, Texas paid Evaldi. So, and they're happy about it right now, especially with Jacob deGrom down. He's pitched like an ace, every bit the ace down there. The legend here in Boston, too.
Sure was for that performance out in Los Angeles in relief where you could not get him off the field. Good inning there for Luis Severino. He punches out Reyes and Turner. A 1-2-3 inning for Sevy. '23 Scott's MLB All-Star Ballot is now open. You can scan the QR code or visit MLB.com/vote to vote daily and decide who represents your favorite team this summer. Of course, number 9, one of the numbers retired here at Fenway Park. Ted Williams. All right, so Ryan Bayo against Stanton. Everything was down.
It's down, but you have to be careful because that's his hot zone as well. When he's feeling good with his legs, he can go down and get it. He has the ability to lift those baseballs.
That was kind of when he threw the 2 changeups that were called strikes. I asked, you think he elevate here? Because he's a low ball, golf ball driver of the baseball.
Tell you what, he stayed down though.
For 4 strikeouts. Very small sample size, but Bayo has won the battle so far on the 2-2. Got him there, another one down. 0 for 5 career strikeouts for Giancarlo Stanton.
I kind of feel like both starting pitchers have their good stuff tonight. Bayo's stuff is moving all over the place. Big time sinker here at 95 miles an hour. This ball just jumps. Darting, tight spin on the 2-seamer. A little under 2,000 RPMs. A little high for a two-seamer, but he's got tremendous life.
You're all about the analytics. His fastball velocity is 80th percentile, 65th percentile in chase and whiff. So on your Savant page, it's pink red. There's a lot of that with Bayo.
Yes. He's not a high spin rate guy because he throws a lot of two-seamers. And even his four-seamer is sort of average-ish.
Donaldson fouled at the plate.
But his changeup is among the best. Tremendous arm action and deception behind it.
I think what's scary about it is it doesn't matter the count. He'll throw it. As long as he keeps it down, it works.
That one rose. So the last 5 games that he had started, there had been only 1 extra base hit by a righty, Gio Urshela. Now you had the Glaber double, and that's the second one, but he has held right-handers in check his last 5 and into this start. And this is there to Donaldson.
But you see where that double was towards the right center gap.
Yep.
That's what right-handed hitters have to do against him. You try to pull, you're going to put it right in the ground.
3-2. What will Bayo do here to Donaldson? He will just miss. He's looking for the strikeout. It did miss the strike zone, so a walk to Donaldson.
Meeting a friend to watch the game? Just tell Siri, send my location to Chandler.
Picking up on Bayo, and the Red Sox starters have really done a good job recently. Their last 7 performances, and again, Ort was just an opener today, but have been really good. Certainly this guy continues to get better. Tony, his last 8, 2 earned or fewer in 7 of those, an ERA of 2.80.
Really good. We talked a lot about Bayo and what Pedro Martinez said about him, and the third pitch coming along. When he gets that slider to go with that mix, it's going to be something to talk about.
Billy McKinney ahead 1-0. Bayo off speed pitch, and he was way out in front of that changeup at 86. Reliever Michael King is going to join us. Yankee fans, you have a question for Michael King, you can use the hashtag AskSNB on Twitter. Quick conversation with a guy who, when he's right, is as good as a reliever as there is in baseball. Struggled today in game 1 on the 1-1. That's out of play.
Victim of that green monster. Anywhere else you could get a routine fly balls to left instead. That's the elements you have to play with here in Fenway.
To your point, Coney, about the Yankees, the newcomers, the unexpected guys like McKinney, like Bowers, they've done a good job carrying their weight.
That shows you the value of the free agent signings. Minor league signings in the offseason.
Caught looking, strikeout 4 for Brian Bayo.
Elevated. As a hitter, you're looking down the entire time because that's where he's been. Watch where this ball ends up. Top part of the zone. And it's really difficult as a hitter if you're looking down to be able to catch up to anything up. It's the opposite of fielding. Right there. He froze him.
That was his 5th strikeout. Here's Oswaldo Cabrera. He lined out on a terrific play by the shortstop, and now he shows his dancing shoes. How that didn't hit him.
Well, he's a heck of a dancer as well.
You got to be. He's danced all over the place. He's played 6 different positions this season.
That slider, get those toes out of there.
Two down, top 4 of a 1-1 ball game between the Red Sox and the Yankees, and that's another one that causes him to dance.
Yeah, the first one was more salsa. This one was more merengue. Right there. Quick feet. Abre que voy, cuidado con los callos. Get out of there. Be careful with those bunions.
Get out of there and be careful with those bunions?
Yep.
Who says that?
Well, sometimes you're lost in translation, right? Yes. That's one of those moments.
We got a 2-1 count. That's out of play. He's got 4 doubles, 4 homers since the 21st.
April is this guy, Oswaldo Cabrera. It feels like from watching, and you watch every game, that the Yankees, because of injuries, have kind of been piecing things together. There's never been a consistent lineup, and a lot of that has to do with that guy, of course, not being in the middle of it.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Aaron Judge.
They got him leaning, and Casas slaps the tag on him. How about Donaldson getting picked off? Boy, these pitchers, both of them have somehow read the runners, and Donaldson took an extra step. Waiting to see if the Yankees want to review it.
When's the last time you saw two right-handed pitchers pick off base runners at first base?
I'll ask you this question.
He got him.
Oh, he got him good. Both times by the rib cage. They don't go after the arm around the bag. First basemen have a lot to do with this.
Sunday Night Baseball is presented by Casamigos Tequila. That is brought to you by Mass Mutual. Back with Eduardo Perez, David Cohn, Buster Olney. I'm Carl Ravitch. Good game here tonight. Yankees got one in the first. Red Sox got one in the bottom of the second. Luis Severino got 4 strikeouts, and he'll get Verdugo, Rafael Devers, and Rob Refsnyder. And the first pitch is into left field. That's going to get down. And Alex Verdugo, after popping out to left his first time up, is aboard. We got the earpiece and microphone on a good friend of mine, Michael King, out there in that Yankee bullpen. Thanks very much for joining us.
Yeah, of course.
How are you? Happy Father's Day to you, Mike. People know, I think, just by watching us, I knew your dad a long time ago, long before you showed up. So it's really nice to have you do this for us and for me. I'm grateful for it.
He speaks very highly of you, so I'm glad to do it.
And we know he's a liar, which is now we have that down. So how are things going for you, Michael? You know, when you're right, you're the best, to me, one of the best relievers in all of the game. How are things going for you right now?
Well, thank you. Working through a little mechanical change. You know how it is in baseball, you got to make adjustments, and when I start seeing hitters make adjustments on me, I got to make them on them. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I've had a couple rough ones, I'd say. But,
hits this sky high. Mike Donaldson found it, and carry on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping to make the cold streaks as short as possible.
Yeah, boy, cold streaks as short as possible and hot streaks as long as possible. I remember where you heard that first. That's a great story. Why don't you share that with people?
Yeah, you hooked me up, and I think I was in high school still, but I remember you were around so many awesome pitching coaches or talents, and hooked me up with Oral Hershiser at the Little League World Series. And so I got to sit down with him for 2 days, and I mean, I tried to pick as much of his brain as I could. I mean, that was the craziest I've ever heard anybody talk about baseball, how scientific he was. I really thought he was a doctor. But he taught me a ton about the body and biomechanics.
There you go. This one's out to right field. That's going to get down. And for a second, Verdugo thought that Cabrera may come up with it. Go ahead, Mike.
But yeah, he gave me a ton of little one-liners like that. Obviously, he has the longest hot streak, I would say, in baseball.
That's right.
And yeah, I mean, I go back to a lot of those videos a lot just to see if I'm missing anything, see if I'm not doing anything that he would tell me about back then.
So, you know, your dad, of course, grew up in Massachusetts. He lives in Rhode Island now. It's Father's Day. Did you get a chance to say Happy Father's Day to him? How did that go?
I did, yeah. He's here today. I was thinking you should probably get him on the mic, but I don't know if he'd want to see his creepy anchor smile anymore. But I saw him in between games, got to say hi to him. He said that he couldn't think of a better Father's Day than being here for a doubleheader at Fenway. He grew up loving the Red Sox. Now he's a big Yankee fan, obviously. But of course, I got to say hi to him.
Right. Creepy anchorman smile. That's cute. This ball is foul. All right, let's get our first question. We have fans, of course, Michael, that can ask questions. We had Rob Refsnyder ask a question the fans wanted to know, and you're not a dad yet, but they wanted to know what his kids did. So here's our first fan question of the night.
Hey, so I heard your dad was a big Red Sox fan, and you were too, until you were about 8 years old. What happened?
Oh, man. I know that voice from anywhere.
And the creepy anchor smile, I can tell you, it's there.
God, I'm sorry for all the people watching. But so the story goes, it's 2003 ALCS, Red Sox Yankees. My dad has tickets. We're on the tee on the way to the stadium, and the game gets rained out. And so it gets rescheduled to, I think it was a Tuesday, and now my dad's working the 6 and 11 o'clock news, so he can't go. And my mom's telling him to sell the tickets, and he's like, no, it's once in a lifetime, Red Sox Yankees. Michelle, my mom, you got to take them. And so we end up going to the game. My mom's a massive Yankee fan. Her favorite Yankee ever was Mariano Rivera. And we watch, I don't even know what game it was, but we watched the Yankees win, and Mariano close it out. And I'm a little 8-year-old kid sitting in the stands. So now I'm like, oh my God, the Yankees are such a great team. My mom loves the team. My dad gave me $20 to get a souvenir. And sure enough, I go grab a Yankee hat and come back, and my dad, oh man, was he upset with me.
You walked through the door with the Yankee cap on, huh?
He did not like that.
Casas pops this one up, and it is towards the seats, and that's where it'll end up. You remember that? Was that a nightmare for you?
Yes, I do remember that, Mr. Ravage. I sure do. But you know what my line now is?
Yes.
Blood is thicker than dirty water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Red Sox anthem is Dirty Water, and your son is a Yankee. I get it.
Absolutely. This is fantastic. Thanks for having me up here. I really appreciate it. And Mikey, you know how proud I am of you.
Well, thank you.
This is it's more than just baseball, my friend.
Wait, is he up in the booth?
He's right up here.
Yes, I am.
You can see him up here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I see him standing up there.
Right.
There he is. God.
You can probably see my forehead.
I got the same one here.
For people that are watching, Jim was a terrific talent when it came to doing the news. In the old days, he and I worked together in Binghamton, New York, and he went off to much bigger markets. He worked in Minnesota and Rhode Island. And now a 3-2 to Casas. Look out. And that is going to load the bases up. Jimmy, thanks very much for coming up here, buddy.
You got it.
Happy Father's Day to you.
Appreciate it. Happy Father's Day to you. Max and Sam, I know you're very proud.
Thank you.
Happy Father's Day to you
Michael, thank you very much, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
No problem,
We
guys.
appreciate it. Thank you very much. Great Father's Day memory for both Jim and Michael, Michelle, and Olivia. Great family, the King family. And now a meeting on the mound between Severino and the rest of the Yankees infield with Matt Blake out there. Bases loaded after a Casas walk and a big spot in this game. Kike Hernandez is scheduled up. You seeing anything mechanical at all, Coney, from Sevy?
That just looked like he tried to overthrow there a little bit. He's reaching back. He's got good velocity on his fastball, but sometimes you try to reach for a little extra and you come out of your mechanics a bit. It looked like he did on Casas there, especially on the ball 4 pitch.
Second baseman Kike Hernandez already with the double right down the line past Donaldson. Out of the glove, it stays close enough. Verdugo cannot move up from third base.
Well, they've been attacking early this inning against Severino. 1-0 count to Kike. Would not be surprised. He's trying to unload here.
1-1 ball game, and that's fouled back. Kike Hernandez, of course, this season has been primarily the everyday shortstop. They are going to get Trevor Story back, and assuming health on Story, Kike's going to then go all over the place, second base, outfield. And this one is also going foul. But the utility player is like the thing now, and he certainly has come up with enough big hits. And Cora and the front office really like the versatility.
He's an elite center fielder.
Yeah.
He can play the heck out of the corner spots as well, and he can play the middle positions. There's a lot of value in that in this league.
Takes one away at 85-mile-an-hour slider.
Just the 6th slider that Severino's tried tonight.
13 RBIs for Kike Hernandez in his last 20 games, and he's got a whole bunch of opportunities here, but he will not deliver one now. An infield fly rule with 1 out. Bases stay loaded, 2 outs, and a big out for Luis Severino.
Sometimes just mixing in that slider previously sets up that high fastball. As he beat Kike there and gets the pop-up. Up the ladder here.
A lot of frustration from Kike as well, because this would have been ball 3. Doesn't know where to go with the infield fly.
And now another lefty, and that was part of Cora's strategy against Severino. Reese McGuire peeling one down the line that's going to get into the seats. Did they call catcher's interference? They did. Higashioka gets called for hitting the bat with the glove. That's going to send McGuire to first and bring in the Red Sox second run. Higashioka shakes his head. Take another look at how this happened on the swing from McGuire.
Yeah, this is frustrating for Kyle right here. Sees the slider, reaches out to get it. Clearly, he interferes with it. That'll go down as an E2 on Kyle.
And Pablo Reyes. And he fouls the first one off. Boy, Coney, there's a couple of things that have
gone against the Yankees in this game early. The Rizzo drive and then that odd play there. You don't see that from Higashioka very often at all.
No, and yeah, it's. I'll defer to the catcher catching experience there in terms of trying to reach and frame, maybe a little too close.
Reyes sends this one to center field. It's playable for Billy McKinney. And Severino, other than the catcher interference, you never know, would he be able to get out of it without anything? Instead, through 4, Red Sox 2-1.
Back here at Fenway Park with Yankees manager Aaron Boone. And Boone, you know the storyline that the Yankees offense without Aaron Judge is very different. You said today you rejected that. Why?
Well, look, you take the best player in the game out. That's a big deal to us, no question about it. But the people we're running out there right now are more than capable of not only thriving while we're waiting on them to get back, but doing great. We got big time players in there. We got to get a few guys untracked, and when we do, we should be scoring.
Your dad, longtime major leaguer Bob Boone, someone important in your life. What has he meant to you?
Man, it's been amazing. Hi, Dad. I know you're watching. Mom and Dad are watching at home. Just, brought me up in this game, and I got to go to the ballpark with him my entire childhood. I'm so grateful for it. It's why I'm still here, why I still love it, and baseball's a big deal in our family.
Boone, thanks. Carl, back to you.
Sure is a big deal. Multiple generations, major leaguers. And this was a picture that Aaron talked to us about. He's got it in his home. And he just said this was during the batting practice of the other team where his dad was a phenomenal catcher. Would just kind of watch and observe. And there you see Ray, his brother Brett, his dad Bob there on the right. How significant it was for him. And he really touched on his dad's role in not being one of those people that bore down on them to just be involved with baseball. He had them around the clubhouse, but he wasn't hovering, was the word that he used over the boys.
Sounds very familiar, at least to my childhood. Dad, my dad never forced us to play the game.
Right.
It was, this is our backyard. This has been my backyard. This is his backyard. This is where he feels comfortable. This is where Brett felt comfortable as well.
Sky high on the infield. Go ahead, Eddie.
And because of it, you know where you're supposed to be. And Aaron, as a player, as a broadcaster, as a manager, knows exactly where he's supposed to be, not only physically, but I'm talking about on the mental side of the game and comfort. This is our backyard.
Yeah.
Well, it's no secret that both these managers grew up around the game, a family connection that runs pretty deep in baseball. And that's why they have such a good feel for clubhouses. They both of these guys, Cora and Boone, are really noted for how they communicate to their players, the respect they have in the clubhouse.
1-0 to Volpe, and that one is on the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Anthony Volpe grounded out his first time up. His batting average is sub 200. Yeah, I want to continue the conversation. I'm just curious, when you're around the clubhouse, what are some of the characteristics that you observe as a kid that kind of stick with you from the behaviors? Because there's this sort of myth, like, you can't have a kid in a clubhouse. What did you learn?
Without trying?
Yeah.
Those are questions you do not ask with 2 outs.
Because there's a lot.
That's what I also learned.
We'll get the answer after this. Smart not to start.
That's a tease.
Back here at Fenway Park, Red Sox manager Alex Cora, Brian Bayo pitching well tonight. What are you seeing?
Good fastball, good command of the secondary pitches. We didn't like the leadoff walk, but he's a good one, man, and he's been learning through the process.
You lost your dad when you were a teenager. What's a memory of your dad that sticks with you?
Winter ball, pregame shows of the Caguas Criollos, postgame shows, and then the phone call to El Nuevo Dia to get the box scores. It was Henry Cotto, 4,000. I asked my dad, what is 4,000? He's like, 4 at-bats, no runs, no hits, no RBIs.
That's awesome. Carl, back to you.
It is Alex's dad was involved in some radio broadcasts, and then he would phone in the box scores you just heard. He was terrific talking about his dad, who he lost when he was 13, and the spectrum of emotions that he dealt with over the years, as that one is right by Duran, between being angry that his dad had passed away and he didn't have a father, to now becoming a dad of his own and being so grateful for the 13 years that he got to spend with his dad, and how significant his dad was, and Joey's role, of course, his brother, who's with the New York Mets, as being somewhat of a father figure to Alex.
And what a heck of a father he is.
Yeah.
2 young twins, and also Camila, his oldest.
The stories of him as a kid sleeping in that press box in Caguas.
Oh, yeah.
Outside of Duran. All right, since it's such a long answer, you can start it now. But, I mean, the impressionable kids, you, Aaron Boone, others that have literally grown up in a clubhouse, a locker room.
Well, I grew up in Cincinnati, in the Cincinnati Reds clubhouse, and the rule number 1 was Sparky Anderson had for all of the kids is you're allowed in the clubhouse if the team wins. If the team does not win you're not allowed in the clubhouse. Fortunately for us, the team won a lot.
Yes, they did.
So we learned the importance of winning. We also weren't allowed in the clubhouse an hour before the game. We understood the importance of preparation. And because of it, our clubhouse attendant who passed away, Bernie Stowe, and still his sons still run the Reds and Visitors clubhouses. They were, and I learned so much from them.
3-2, and that's inside. Did he go? No, so ball 4.
So that was the stepping stone. That was the foundation in Cincinnati. Then when my dad ended up going to Montreal, to Boston, we were here for 3 years as well, Philadelphia. You know, you grow up in the game, you have now the ability to be on the field. And you see the mannerisms and what it takes on a daily basis to be a big leaguer, a professional. And it doesn't matter if you go 0 for 4, 4 for 4. My father taught me this. You're always going to be the same. So there's a balance to the attack.
Great answer. Great answer. Turner is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice after the Duran walk. Severino throws his 62nd pitch, and that's off the plate.
And one last thing.
Yeah.
In those 70s in the Cincinnati Reds clubhouse, there were 12 of us kids that signed professionally. 5 of us won in the first round. So there's something to it besides just the water in Cincinnati.
Yeah, it was the blood in Cincinnati too.
That helps. Ed Sprague, Brian McRae, Lee May Jr., Ken Griffey Jr., and myself in the first round.
No, they got one of those right. Couldn't help it.
No, it was
just laying there.
Ken Griffey was on a tee.
Just teed it up.
Right there.
Just right there. He's got what a lot of guys on the opposing team say it's a balk move.
No chance for Higashioka. Now, the pickoff move is an interesting one for Severino. You're supposed to disengage from the rubber, and he kind of, it's almost like a jump step.
Yeah, that you're supposed to step and throw, but yeah, I mean, his feet are so quick. It's almost hard to see sometimes, and he also has a quick snap throw. Maybe one of the or the quickest right-handed moves.
Right here.
It's not just the feet, it's the throw too, the little sidearm flip throw. It's as good as it gets. If you want to time it, 0.85 seconds on that throw to first base.
And the other part of what we've seen with the two caught stealings, if you will, the different approaches. Duran will go. Throw from Higashioka, not even close. Aaron Duran was in by a mile, steals another bag. And now they appear to be sending him back to first base. This time we have the reverse call, the interference on Justin Turner. Did he get Higashioka's way?
Yeah, interference on Justin Turner. Now Duran has to go back to first base. It was a changeup, and what happens on the changeups? You're out in front, and then you end up getting that extension with the bat, and it hits Higashioka right on the back.
You may say that didn't impact the throw. You get hit in the back while you're trying to throw and say it doesn't impact you.
That was a really good jump by Duran. He was a 1-6 to the plate.
Yeah, a little slow, loading up on that changeup to Turner.
I was going to say the difference between Casas' tag and Rizzo's tag was.
It's one of the advantages of being a left-handed first baseman. This particular throw.
It's unbelievable.
They're back to a minute.
Marvin Hudson was all over it. It was right in front of his eyes. He was all over it and immediately sent back Duran, who now is going again. And we'll try it again. And he's in there this time without any batter's interference.
And both times, I love the fact what Duran does right there where he slides to the outside part of the bag head first. That's what you're supposed to do when you're stealing second. When you're stealing third, away from the bag. Right there in the outside part, make it a little bit more difficult for Volpe to make the tag.
His sprint speed is amongst the best in baseball. Here's one into the triangle. Three Yankees go out and get it. That's off the glove of Volpe. It'll be first and third as Volpe went out. Verdugo a little blooper into center. And it will drop and it will go as a hit.
We'll get another look at this, Eduardo. Looked like he got there.
Usually happens when shortstops or second basemen go back. Hits him in the heel. Try not to alligator arm it. You know that, you're aware of it. And you're still trying to listen to see if you're going to be called off.
Here's a huge spot for Rafael Devers in the bottom of the fifth inning. He singled and scored. Popped out to third and nearly got hit by that one from Severino with two aboard. That was close.
That was 98.
Had some hair on it, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. We'll talk about perceived velocity. That was perceived in the hit.
Devers in game one had a couple of foul balls go off of his leg. And Buster, what was the reaction from the manager about that question?
Yeah, he kind of laughed it off a little bit. He talked about initially about how, hey, that'll teach him not to try to go out front the way that he did. He said Devers waved him off.
Wanted him to hit the ball more up the middle. Don't worry about pulling everything. 2 balls, 1 strike, and there's no question that he's become a little bit more effective as the season is worn on. He He's got 21 home runs against the Yankees, the most by any Red Sox before turning 27 years old. So he's hurt New York, and he's got a very good 3-1 count. Fly ball fairly deep. Duran, with all that speed, should be able to score. 3-1. Severino walked him, ball 4, bases loaded.
No harm done right there.
Here comes Rob Refsnyder. Take a look at StatCast powered by Google Cloud. He jokingly said to us before we went on, Zach Bunt was as hard to hit a ball as he had in a long time, at 28 miles an hour, and then he had a single which was about 102.
Find the barrel. That's what he did with that 27.1 mile per hour attempted bunt for a hit that ended up going for a sac bunt.
Ron Marinaccio is warming up in that. We're starting to get loose anyway.
Something we've never seen today has happened in this game. 2 Dominican starters facing each other as a Yankee and Red Sox. Guys, that's never happened.
First time ever, yeah.
Wow. That is noteworthy.
2 Dominican starting pitchers, Yankee Red Sox game against each other. First time it's happened. Refsnyder, strike 1, 86 mile an hour changeup to get ahead. Severino and the Yankees would love a ground ball. Back-to-back changers.
That's the type of swing right there that you're hoping goes foul. Please go foul. Please go foul.
You know, that is a great point. Sometimes swinging and missing or fouling it off is so much better than contact putting it in play.
Duran's at third, Verdugo at second, Devers at first, and this one is another foul ball.
The value of front-to-back pitching. 2 straight changeups and then the fastball on a really late swing. Good job by Refsnyder just to stay alive. Severino had him beat.
Swing and a miss right off the bat into the glove at 98. And a huge strikeout for Severino, his 6th.
Went backwards on him, right?
He did. A couple of changeups set this up. 2 changeups and then 2 heaters. Severino's had a good fastball tonight. He's featured it a lot. All of those strikeouts are on his fastball.
See how Rob looks back right after that foul tip. Please drop it. Feel it. And then you get the bad news that he has it.
Casas is a very good fastball hitter, but he sends this one into the upper deck here behind home plate.
Red Sox are in love with this kid, Eddie, and what they believe he's going to become. What about his swing, his approach causes that?
What helps him is that he is very patient at the plate, and what he has.
Hits this one hard into the corner. It's going to get down and bounce over the wall. That's a ground rule double for Tristan Casas. He turned a changeup around. It brings in Duran and Verdugo, and the Red Sox have a 4-1 lead on a Casas ground rule double.
And he's continued to play as an amateur, then professionally, for his country, and it's always under pressure. So we don't doubt that. Right here, the changeup continues that swing, doesn't cut it off, able to keep it fair. He's had to work on pitches up. I'm really surprised right then and there that Severino, who has dominated with that fastball up in the zone, did not challenge Casas up in the zone.
Kike Hernandez rips this one to left field. Bowers says, I got it. Now he comes in a few to make the play. The Red Sox here on Father's Day at Fenway try to sweep the Yankees, get a huge hit from Casas, and now lead by 3. Welcome back to Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, presented by Casamigos Tequila, brought to you by those who drink it. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there, and certainly the people back in Bristol, Connecticut tonight. Andy Jacobson, happy Father's Day. Mr. Griffin, our director, and all those helping to put our Sunday night telecast together. And you can join Major League Baseball in the fight against prostate cancer. Support the Home Run Challenge. We invite you to visit MLBtogether.com to learn more. Brian Bayo is cruising along again. He's allowed just one. We're in the 6th inning. Top of the order for New York.
You know, Buster told us that story that Bayo really wanted to wear these uniforms, right? And now I know why. Look at those kicks. He's styling up down low there. Those are sweet. Color coordinated. Yellow and blue.
Refsnyder's got a big shoe game. How's your shoe game, Tony? You got a shoe game?
I'm a Puma suede guy.
Is that right? Old school Puma suede.
Old school Puma, yeah. Dad shoes.
All different colors?
Yeah, I'm a big Clyde fan. The Clyde.
Sure, why wouldn't you be?
Clyde Frazier.
Yep.
So I know for a fact that Eduardo is a lot more superstitious than David is. So they're 18-4. The Red Sox are wearing these jerseys. How long are you going to ride that out?
Keep riding it.
2-2 up the middle, fielded. Reyes scooped.
Oh, man.
What a play, Pablo Reyes. And whenever he gets in the lineup, he's made good plays at shortstop.
And it's really cool. Yes, it's a 360. Nicely done. But Tristan Casas at first base, when he turns around, he doesn't have much time. Watch this. He gets to the position, and he's turning around, and whoop, it's right there. Beautifully done. Not panicking whatsoever, and trusting that first baseman.
Kind of going against the grain of what they've established this year of really being a lousy defensive team. This one is smoked to the wall, and it will get off the wall. May have a play here at second as a throw comes in, and it's cut off. Gleyber Torres, his second double after a homer in game one, his second double in this one.
And third double in the season that Bayo has given up. Both of them to that man right there. You had mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, the right-handed hitters.
Stay up the middle. It's what you have to do. See it up.
Well, that was 107.5 off the bat from Gleyber Torres.
Love the sound.
Here's Rizzo, who was robbed in center field by Duran after he smoked one into the triangle out there. Would have been a home run in more than half the ballparks these guys playing. You know, and you can see in a post game, one of the things that Boone would talk about is that good swing Rizzo put on it. You're starting to build good swings, good contact. Don't always get the results, but the process will lead to results. And that was a good sign for Rizzo.
Yeah, barreled up. As good as a catch as you'll ever see by Duran out in center field.
One out, Yanks need some runs, and here's the next one to Rizzo.
That's a good take by Anthony. Pitches on the outside corner, run. See that sinker? He's looking for something in. You take on that.
Way inside, 93 miles an hour for Bayo. And you get the sense Aaron Boone's kind of getting frustrated talking about Aaron Judge and when he's coming back and the other guys. And he said that's not an excuse. We're not going to use that as an excuse. But you look around Major League Baseball and some other teams that have lost the middle of the order guy, and there is an impact. Think about the Astros with Alvarez, the Mets with Alonso. He hit this one hard. Let's take a look at the best coverage in today's game. The home run robbery. This is really a extra base hit robbery through the T-Mobile multi-view. Jarren Duran makes an incredible catch. (3-2) Rizzo prone to get hit, leaning out over the plate, and a ground ball. Casas backs up. Bayo's there. They pick up the out.
And Carl, I think one of the reasons why Aaron Boone, after game one of the doubleheader, was so passionate about this topic, about the Yankees without Aaron Judge, might be because they know it's going to be a while before he comes back. And so what Booney did was he pulled out his lineup card, he pointed to each name, he talked about how, hey, I know this guy can do damage, I know this guy can do damage, I know this guy can do damage. With Aaron Judge, I think the Yankees would be thrilled if he came back from that toe injury before the All-Star break.
That is a great point, Buster, and that is also another way Aaron Boone sends a message to his team. You know, he's such a player's advocate, but there is a time to send a message to your team, and that's the way he did it. So that's an excellent point, Buster.
Well, you can see the impact there with all the numbers, either last or 29th. And as a guy, Eduardo, who had a dad that was a middle-of-the-order hitter, and people like Boone say, well, that's not an excuse, but there is some reality to it.
Oh, there is. Of course there is. I mean, even though he's just 11% of the lineup, this guy plays like he's 50% of the lineup. He affects guys in front, affects guys behind him as well. And the damage that he does, if you think about it, this would be his at-bat right now, right after Anthony Rizzo.
That one misses, so Stanton, who has rarely walked this year, rarely walked. I mean, it's like 5 times. And he hasn't played a whole bunch. Of course, he was hurt with the hamstring injury, but he's sitting there 3-0. And now 3-1.
That's ball 4. That's ball 4. McGuire was trying to get that ball 3 to be called a strike. Ball was down. I mean, it wasn't even close.
It's the old school automatic 3-0 call.
Not there, but Stanton is like, you know what? You just called the last one a strike. I'll wait.
Silent protest.
Silent protest is right. His 6th walk against 23 strikeouts this season.
Just waiting. Look at it, waiting for the call.
Carl, without Judge in the lineup, they are stark.
We made our own tequila, so we'd always have a reason to get together, so you'd always have a reason to get together. Grab a glass, amigo. Our casa is your casa.
Sorry, Buster, a party broke out.
The numbers without Aaron Judge are stark. With him in the lineup this year, they've averaged 5.0 runs per game. And without him, 3.5 runs per game. Their OPS down by about 100 points.
That could all change right here with one swing. Tying run is Josh Donaldson. And he has been known to run into a ball and hit it out of the ballpark. 1st and 3rd. Strikeout again below the strike zone. Called a strike. Donaldson's asking Marvin Hudson about it.
He's been living down there the entire evening. Nice block. Ended up catching him. Moving that body towards that baseball.
You know, the other argument, Buster, he can bring you back in here, but for Coney and Eddie too, the makeup of this team, you do wonder, like, is Stanton, you know, and he's got some years left on the other end. Is LeMahieu on the other side? Is Donaldson on the other side?
Yeah, Carl, after game 1, it was interesting because, of course, their offense is struggling. You're wondering who's going to come out of the clubhouse to address reporters, and it was Stanton who came out and basically said, yeah, you know, this is the way it is, but we have to change this. Different reasons for each of these struggling hitters, but the bottom line is they have to turn around. Judge ain't coming through the door.
Right. 84-mile-an-hour strike, slider off the plate. And the refrain in New York with the other team is let the kids play. Let Vientos, let Beatty play. You know, make sure Alvarez, who's in the lineup every day, stays in the lineup every day. Yankees really don't have that luxury. 2-2 to Donaldson. On the ground is short. And he will throw across the diamond, and Donaldson is retired, and the Yankees will strand 2 as Bayo gets the ground ball he needs by using that sinker. Sunday Night Baseball presented by Casamigos Tequila, brought to you by Realtors. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. There have been a handful of phenomenal father-son combinations and multiple home runs by both father and son. Bobby and Barry Bonds, 1,094 home runs as the new pitcher into the game for the New York Yankees is Ron Marinaccio. This is around the time of the game where you traditionally will get your relievers in. You just made an interesting observation about the way the Red Sox went about dealing with Bayo and the 6th inning.
Yeah, it was interesting. You know, generally speaking, this is the time of the game you got to back up your starter. Third time through the order, you got to have, you know, reliever ready. But Alex Cora chose to have nobody warming up last inning, putting confidence, almost sending a message to Bayo and developing him. I got a young starter. I'm trying to develop this kid.
Reese McGuire swings at the first one.
And you see that when you're on the mound. Don't think you don't. You got an empty bullpen going right here, and really, especially last inning. First and third, get a little trouble going. You can see Bayo throw a pitch and look out to the pen and see nobody warming up. Psychologically, there's a reason for that, and Alex Cora knows what he's doing.
So Marinaccio on for McGuire, and he sends that one into the seats, and that one's got a little heat on it. So you see what we came in with? We showed the fathers. Do you know how many homers you and your dad combined for?
Well, I have to do the math. 379 plus 79. Mrs. Morales really didn't.
9 and 9's 18. Eddie.
Yep.
Carry the 1. 7, 7, 14.
Yep.
That's 5.
That's a base hit.
Might be. Volpe. Rizzo's off the bag. Good call by you, McGuire. They had a shift on Reese McGuire. Gets you out of the addition game as well, Eddie.
Yeah, we're going to work on that one. Oh, my. Talk about a thin guy on the right.
Yeah.
Mom's
Flacco.
looking great, yeah.
And the big dog, and there you are, like Booney there. And oh, my goodness, and look who's...
Ananasio!
Hey, happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to you. Papi, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, papi, muy bien.
Ah, qué bueno, qué bueno.
Great Tony Perez, Hall of Famer, joins his son Eduardo here on Sunday night. Did you speak already today? Did you call
yes.
Dad? Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Definitely called my father. Yeah. Papi, tell us what you've seen so far in this game, because he doesn't miss a game.
Well, I see a lot of things. I didn't see too much in my games. I picked 2 guys out on first base. I mean, for the different teams. I never see that too often.
The 2 pickoffs at first base.
Game.
Yeah.
Right. And good pitching. That kid Bello is
very good. McGuire gets thrown out there, Tony, on an attempted steal. So, you know, one of the things, you would know this answer really well, one of the things that we've harped on the last couple of years, Tim Kirkshin gets on his high horse, Doug Glanville, the base running and how dramatically it's changed to the point where it's considered bad. You agree with that?
Well, I'm not a base runner. I never was a base runner or stealing bases, but you know, to get a good jump, right now I think you can get a better jump when the pitcher only can throw a couple times, you know, to try to pick you up.
See, he knows the rules. He knows what's going on.
The pitch clock.
Yeah.
Tony, you had great memories in Cincinnati. You had good memories here at Fenway Park, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I played 3 years there, and I love Fenway because you know, I hit more balls into straightaway center and right center, and I use that a lot over there in Fenway.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about the Bill Lee home run, Bobby? How about this home run right here? How did you stay back on this ball?
Because he threw 1 too many. He threw me 3 of them, and in the same series. And the first one I swing and I miss. I swing and the ball bounce, and there was a lot of left in my clubhouse and on my dugout. And on the second one, I look all the way down and see how he stepped. You know, he made the last step, and he stopped. And then when he threw it again, when he stopped, I know it was coming, and I waited.
There we go.
You waited on it. You were insulted. Don't try that on me again.
Because well, it's something that he repeated 3 times in the same series.
Right.
I mean, in 7 games, and to me there was too many times, and I don't want to be embarrassing again.
Tony, I'm going to take a chance. We got 2 strikes and 2 outs, so if we get the out, we got to stop. But what was the value of bringing your son to the clubhouse every day? Did you enjoy having that? What'd you learn from it?
Every day I watch him in there. I think Eduardo, you know, I'm very proud of him now. same as his brother Victor to be my son. And you guys helped me to say Happy Father's Day to Eduardo on the Father's Day. That's very proud. I want to thank ESPN, you guys, to give me this opportunity. And you know what? You guys really make my day.
You're the best. Happy Father's Day,
quiero, papi.
Jody. We appreciate it.
Happy Father's Day.
Beso, mami.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Interesting numbers here. Our game track brought to you by Geico. A week ago, 7 innings. Tonight, 6. 3 hits, same. Earned runs, similar. Strikeouts, more. And groundouts, fairly similar. And here's one right up the middle, and that is rifled, and that is going to be a good start for the Yankees. Billy McKinney about face on a sinker at 93.
How about that? You look at the first at bat in the first inning by Gleyber Torres. He went after it, got a double. This time they go after it again. They look down in the zone. Away gets extended. Tiri tapate. You see it? Now you don't. It is past you. Attack early.
Red Sox do start to activate their bullpen as leadoff man is aboard. Bayo's next one, a slow roll. That's going to be a tough play for Casas. He goes to second, safe off the bag.
No need.
Play is at first.
Yeah, plays at first right there. You have a 4-1 lead. Top of the 7th, go get the out. Don't start a rally right here. I like the intentions, but you have to know who the base runner is. Even if he gets him out or not, and the ball's a little too far for Lopez as for Reyes, as he has that left foot on the bag. Not a lot of extension with that foot. Have to get the shore out.
And you can see when Casas charged that was going to be a challenging play. He opted to go to second base.
Yeah, Eduardo's all over it, and he's right. Outs are a commodity right now.
All right, so with Winkowski warming in the bullpen, Willie Calhoun will step up as a pinch hitter.
We made our own tequila, so we'd always have a reason to get together, so you'd always have a reason to get together. Grab a glass, amigo. Our casa is your casa.
Both managers got their game decisions wheeling and dealing. Willie Calhoun steps up. He has reached in 27 of his last 32, 29 of 35. First pitch he sees as Bayo tries to bear down here. Gets ahead 95. Fielder's choice, no error on the play. First and second with McKinney and Cabrera. The next one to Calhoun from Bayo.
Okay, so the advantage that Bayo has here is Calhoun has yet to see him today. That two-seamer, that changeup, he's been able to keep it down the entire time. He's one pitch away from getting a double play.
Exactly. Stay down, change up the right pitch, get him to roll over it. Try to get 2 outs with 1 pitch.
Well, the same way that Devers has really hurt the Yankees. Willie Calhoun in this career against the Red Sox, 8 games, is hitting .367. Watches one sail high and away with a changeup. Anything different that you're seeing in Bayo right now, or no?
A little bit under that one. I mean, a little bit of a red flag. He's missed down with that changeup all night. Now he's starting to miss up with it just a bit.
Calhoun pinch hits for Higashioka. Volpe on deck. Threw that one hard, 96 miles an hour on the corner.
It's a heck of a pitch.
Still retaining his velocity.
The Yankees went 1 for 5. Runners in scoring position game 1. So far in game 2, 0 for 7. 2-2 pitch. Chased it at 96. And Bayo buckled down with his last 2 fastballs.
Well, we've seen him at times go up the ladder with a 4-seamer, and all we've talked about is his sinker and his movement. But you can see there the cross-seam grip and right on up the ladder. Whoa, what a nice pitch at a perfect spot right there.
One out as he nears 100 pitches. And the 9-hitter is Volpe. Nearly 95 miles an hour on that fastball. Rounded out to third. He struck out. Here is a ball to Devers, who will go to second. Kike to first, not in time. The hustle by Volpe. 2 down. It'll be first and third. Slow hit ball, 60 miles an hour off the bat. Made it difficult to turn.
Jammed him on that one, and I'll tell you this is a heck of a play by Devers. This ball comes up on him last second, and he's able to straddle it close to his body and gain control of it and at least get one. Watch this right here. Hits off the heel. Softens it. Lucky to get one on that one.
This feels like a test for Bello to get through this inning. To your point, great point you made, with nobody warming after the 6th. Can he get through it here? And he throws a good changeup to start to Jake Bauers.
He has mixed his pitches exceptionally well tonight, has Bello. Changeups, nasty sinkers, good sliders, and 4-seamers up the ladder.
Runner goes. Check swing, no throw down to second, and it is a swing, so it's 0-2.
Smart. Alex Cora understands that McGuire behind the plate hasn't got anyone out at second base all season long. With a runner at third, you don't want them to steal a run and get closer. Hold it.
Bello ready to go. 0-2. Will not get that one. You might be seeing the development and the coming out party of a guy the Red Sox and their organization have believed in for a few years.
So the communication between manager and catcher right there.
1-2. Got him, and how about Bello? Coming off the mound with 7 innings of work done and just 1 run. Back-to-back starts against the Yankees. 14 innings, 2 earned runs.
Good changeup down below the zone all night long for Bello.
Welcome back, everyone. Father's Day Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, presented by Casamigos Tequila, brought to you by those who drink it. Appreciate you watching one more time. The Yankees and the Red Sox here on Sunday Night Baseball. Wandy Peralta in, Jose Trevino catches, and Justin Turner is the first man he'll face. Turner, Verdugo, Devers. The numbers on the lefty, Wandy Peralta.
It's the walk rate that jumps at you off the page, obviously.
Turner 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. You agree, Coney? What's the difference between Bello now and Bello to start the season? Because he does feel like the ascension is pretty significant for the organization.
Obviously, the presence on the mound, the confidence that he's exuding now, but also the mix of pitches much better. More 4-seamers up to set up the sinker changeup combo. His changeup is elite. He's a good athlete, too.
Turner rolls this one over, and careful in between hops. And maybe Donaldson recognized who was running, not the fastest guy, so he backed up, and he was able to make the play.
Yeah, that's a panic move right there. When you're an infielder, you're caught in between, and the way he moved his legs, watch this, he's going to charge, he's like, uh-oh, wait a second. Starts shuffling him back. The only way he makes that play is if those feet continue to move. And he was able to do it, and he didn't panic because he did know the speed of the runner.
Verdugo next. The first one misses. You know, it was interesting. Volpe, who's really struggling, comes up with a couple men on. You're down 3 runs. Is there any thought there for DJ LeMahieu, who historically has been such a good contact guy with men on?
Yeah, I mean, it's a valid point.
Statement being made, you think?
I think Aaron Boone feels like, and he said this a lot about Anthony Volpe, that he's come up with big hits late in games for them. He's gotten a lot of big hits for them, so you feel like he wants to stay with Anthony Volpe in that situation.
What do you think? Saying more about Volpe or more about LeMahieu and where he's fitting in right now?
I think right now the organization's committed to Volpe.
Devers, and that'll work out well for Rizzo, and that's a real quick inning for Wandy Peralta. Turner, Verdugo, Devers all ground out. Yanks got the middle of the order coming up when we come back to Fenway Park. The chief baseball officer of the Red Sox, between doubleheaders out there, is grinding away, picking up all the loose ends, the trash, the garbage left.
And I love it. With his oldest son, Isaiah, he goes out there and he's picking up the garbage with the rest of the front office personnel. Remember, we had a game one earlier, started at 1:30. And you needed to get the stadium clean for the rest of the fans for the game two, and he was part of it. He's done it before, he continues to do it, and I think it's a great lesson to be able to teach your son.
25th appearance for this guy, Josh Winkowski, the righty. He got one by Torres, then he missed there. Similarly to what you guys have shared tonight about being in the clubhouse growing up, there you have another example of somebody who's around a ballpark. And by the way, we're not just sitting in the office, crunching numbers. Get your gloves on, get your hands dirty.
Great
love lesson. Torres, who's had a productive night with a couple of doubles, pops out to Kike Hernandez. It's a hard one to look at the Yankees and say, like, how concerned are you? Because the big guy is coming back, but as Buster said, it may not be to the All-Star break. Where are you on the level of concern right now, guys, with what you're seeing with the Yankee offense?
Well, the problem is that Aaron Boone's right. They've got to do it within. The pieces that are here have to get going. There's nowhere to turn right now.
The OBP would be the lowest since 1968.
That's one of the biggest issues right there. And in order for Aaron Boone to be able to manage this team differently, because he's had to deal with a lot of injuries, I think almost just as much as he did in 2019, you have to manufacture runs. Hard to manufacture when you don't have a lot of base runners to get on, move runners over, start with the hit and run.
Relying on home run, that number up there suggests they've been top 5 in each of the last 6 seasons. Foul ball. And 25 of the last 30 in on-base percentage. So top 5 each of the last 6 years and 25 of the last 30. Like, you can count on that. And they're currently at 13th.
That's when you know that the team is pressing offensively. They're not working the count, not getting their share of walks.
All right, so the Houston Astros have been struggling as of late, right? No Yordan Alvarez in that lineup. Is it a coincidence or not? You have the same thing with Aaron Judge here with the Yankees. Pete Alonso just comes back from the IL, and it's a different lineup when he's in it. But when he wasn't, they also struggle offensively.
Rizzo avoids it, and it's a foul ball.
And then look at the fast forward to when you add the Cincinnati Reds, who added Ellie De La Cruz to that lineup. Immediately stuck him right there in the 4-hole. Makes everybody around him better. He's a dynamic player. Now they're in first place in the National League Central, continuing to win ball games against good teams.
2-2, Winkowski to Rizzo. He will not.
They might be the favorite in that division right now. Cincinnati Reds.
The way they're playing, David Bell, De La Cruz, they are the antithesis. They hit, they run all over the place. Fundamentally sound right now. Another hit by pitch for Anthony Rizzo, who makes somewhat of a living getting hit. He could not avoid that, and he'll go to first base.
Just a yank slider way inside in the batter's box, off the back knee.
Oh, that one stung a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes, it did. Sarah Lang's behind, of course, helping us out with our research. Red Sox starters with multiple starts of 7 innings or more, 2 runs or fewer against the Yankees, 24 years or younger. Eduardo Rodriguez, John Lester, Ryan Baio. That's it. It's interesting, too. We're talking so much about the Yankees' inability to hit. A Baio back-to-back start against the Yankees isn't what you would generally consider a great start against a great offense. Not a great offense right now.
Sometimes you have to play the teams at the right moment. The Boston Red Sox have done so when you don't have number 99 in that lineup.
Well, timing is everything, and certainly when you're struggling collectively offensively, you feel like you're you're down in the count. Pitchers kind of sense it and get really aggressive with a team that struggles.
Can change real quickly, though, as Stanton sends this one to the seats down the right field line with this guy at the plate.
And that's what Aaron Boone talked about between games of doubleheader. Look, they've seen Stanton go through some valleys in the past and then just go off and carry the team. But
the point you guys were talking about, I heard a lot in the Yankees from the Yankees today about expanding the zone. That's something that they historically haven't done.
Giancarlo Stanton frustrated. Another strikeout, third of the night.
And both Giancarlo and Josh came from the IL pretty quickly. They came back in the Dodgers series. Not a lot of rehab assignment, not a lot of at-bats. I think they were just one game in. And I think this is part of the issue as well.
Winkowski on in relief of Bayo. Donaldson, that's strike one. What promised to be, and this is hardly, given that we have not really played much more than a quarter of the season, a promising season in New York. And it's not working for the Mets, who lost again today, although they're probably doing handstands now that Alonso's back.
Yes, he is back, right? We saw that coming.
On the ground, charge. Devers will go the short way to second for the out to end the inning. Winkowski gets it done. Very flat Yankee offense. 1 run and 4 hits. Bottom 8 coming up. Sunday Night Baseball is presented by Casamigos Tequila, brought to you by those who drink it, and in part by USAA, committed to the military communities and their families. Some of the emotions at Fenway Park. Boston Red Sox trying to sweep this doubleheader from the Yankees and this series. Ryan Bayo was certainly the man responsible for most of it. As Rob Refsnyder steps in, bottom of the 8th. Tommy Kahnle now on to pitch for the New York Yankees. Refsnyder, Casas, Kike Hernandez. Kahnle going high, blue sock look. In 6 games, he's given up no earned runs.
Been using that pitch a lot, too. That changeup has been very, very good for him.
What a throwback, huh? He came just charging out of the
Yes, he is.
bullpen, ran all the way to the mound. And there is the Red Sox closer, Kenley Jansen. He is up with a baseball and going through his ritual. Full foul. The other huge story in baseball, of course, continues to be the ridiculous production. There's a pitch violation. Call that on Kahnle. Refsnyder was not engaged, and he doesn't quite understand it. They slapped a strike on him. Refsnyder's out of the box. No, he was late. He was late. He tried to jump in there, and he was a little late. You got to be there engaged at 8 seconds.
Even if the pitcher's not on the mound or on the rubber, you have to engage.
So he's out. It's a rare. You don't see the rare 3rd strike call. Usually the 2 strikes you call timeout.
Tell you what, we haven't seen that in quite some time either.
It's happened, and this is one of the little, I guess, bugaboos that need to work out, because if you're going off the pitcher's not ready. Okay, now he's ready, I'm ready. But according to the clock, it's a violation.
Yeah, if you run that back, you wonder too, because it didn't appear as if the home plate umpire was all over it, but somebody, maybe from the Yankee dugout, yelled.
The buzzer goes off. The buzzer goes off.
The buzzer went off because it wasn't reacted to until there's about 5 on the clock.
Yeah, it looked like catcher Jose Trevino also was talking to him when they got past the clock.
And look, Refsnyder clearly knew it because he jumped in there.
Yogi Berra used to do that to distract the hitter back in the day.
Casas, that's foul.
I would have loved to have been distracted by Yogi.
Yes, Yogi would talk like crazy to the hitters. Stories of Brooklyn Dodgers telling him to shut up. I want to hit here. I'm trying to hit.
I heard stories about your ex-battery mate, Joe Girardi, doing the same thing from other players.
Yes, he could do it.
You and Girardi hooked up in your probably most famous and favorite game, but did you have a catcher you particularly liked to throw to, or was it him?
He was great for me. You know, it's always about the right place at the right time. He was perfect as a Yankee. And at that point in my career, I broke in with Gary Carter, who was great to begin with as a rookie.
All right, so let's go over your personalities. If Yogi's just the greatest, like who were your personality guys you played with? Who'd you love to just be on the clubhouse with, on the bus with? Funny.
So many, God, over the years. You know, actually, Doc and Straw were great. Darryl Strawberry and Dwight Gooden, and in their prime with the Mets, they were hilarious on the buses.
Well, I'll say this, as a kid, Dave Parker was one of the best. One of the best. And then as a teammate, it's different. Eric Davis was awesome.
3-2. Casas gone. Canely gets him on a strike three. Casas will have a word with the umpire as well, but he's gone.
He needs that too. When you're struggling right there around 200, trying to get it going, and you know that it's a ball, he's going to go back and look at it. Guarantee you, before he even heads out to first base, he'll look at it on his iPad. But this ball's down, misses location. It's supposed to be away, and then you have Trevino behind the plate, who loves to be able to steal pitches, and presented it beautifully.
I was saying the other big story in baseball is Shohei Ohtani. Like we're going to a level we hadn't seen before, and we've seen new levels with him first couple years in the majors.
You guys, I exchanged texts with Bruce Bochy, the Rangers manager, the other day, and I asked him, you know, what's going on with Ohtani? Why has he gone next level as a hitter? And he said, you know, especially against left-handed pitching, there were times you could see him spin off the ball. That doesn't happen anymore. He's driving the ball to left center.
Buster, on a team with Mike Trout, Eduardo's going to tell you what categories Ohtani leads the team in.
Runs, hits, home runs, walks, RBIs, stolen bases, average, on-base percentage, slugging, OPS. You want to go into the pitching side of it now?
Sure.
Okay, might as well. Pitching side of it, wins, ERA, and strikeouts.
All one guy. Swing and a miss. Canely picks up the strikeout. He ends up getting Refsnyder on the violation. Casas on a ball and a swing from Hernandez. .14 saves for Big 74. Kenley Jansen, 25th game, an ERA of 3.18. A strikeout rate a little bit higher than the Major League average. His walk rate a little bit higher as well. The Red Sox try to hand Alex Cora his 398th career victory. Jarren Duran has moved over to left field. Kike Hernandez has bounced into center. And Christian Arroyo is now at second base. Changes for the Red Sox in the outfield and infield. Jansen gets Billy McKinney to start this ninth inning for the Yanks. McKinney, Cabrera, Higashioka due up. For a sitting on 398. The next one will be 399, and then one away from the magical number 400 career wins. Very interesting, the three saves at home with an ERA of 7.20, and then away he's been perfect. Casas gives his closer a break. He says, I got you covered. There's one down.
Playing with my dad, he taught me everything. So when one of us wins,
Father's Day gift for singing.
we both win.
Cheers.
Good ad right there.
Pretty cool right there.
Kenley back on the bump. Alex Cora's father passed away in 1989 of cancer, and Alex was 13. Of course, his brother Joey became his role model and the father figure in his life. Jansen's found some more velocity this year.
Changed that arm angle, but he has struggled here. Remember in the St. Louis series here, almost got booed out of town, back-to-back blown saves. But the good news is this: he wasn't wearing that uniform. It was the red one and the white one, not the yellow.
Red Sox enter the night with 22, come from behind, wins fourth most in baseball. And if they are able to finish this one off, a 23rd would tie them with the Cincinnati Reds for third in baseball. 0-2 to Oswaldo Cabrera. That's hit really hard, and watch out. That one just snuck over the protective screen and then got into the stands. Do you think that screen, in hindsight, is a good idea? My goodness.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Called strike three, Cabrera gone. It's been great pitching by Boston tonight. Their defense has been outstanding too, and we certainly talked about how that has not been a strength for them. But boy, coming in where they were 30th in outs above average and 30th in runs prevented, Reyes was terrific, and this is the play of the game defensively from Duran.
Yeah, they played some pretty darn good defense out there, and they've run them down. And when you needed the defense to react, they did tonight.
Well, pitching really in both ends of this split doubleheader has been good on the Boston side.
Nick Pivetta was outstanding in 3 innings in relief today. Didn't give up anything. And it's a little blooper. It's going to be tough for anybody to get, and nobody will get it. It drops in, and Trevino is aboard. Jose Trevino, who we had during the College World Series, an Oral Roberts alumnus. He and Jordan Romano, the two outstanding players to come out of Oral Roberts while they play in Omaha. They were trailing Florida tonight. And now a 5-3 game. 7th inning. Volpe a swing and a miss. Kenley 94 with a cutter.
Down by 3 runs. Swinging at ball 1.
That one gets by the catcher, so the other catcher, Trevino, will head down to second base. To Coney's point, down 3, now you'd be 2-0. But again, the problem with that is always, well, if he had gotten a ball in the first pitch, maybe the second pitch isn't the one you just saw.
Yeah, that's true too, but the question is approach.
Yep. Giddy up right there, right by him. The 1-2. Gone. Game over. Sweep over. The Boston Red Sox move 2 games over 500 as they win 4-1 on Sunday night. And a lot of times it's the shoes. It may be the shirts. The Red Sox are 4-0 now in those bright yellow City Connect uniforms. 13-2 since the start of 22 and 19-4 since they unveiled them.
It's great news for the Red Sox. It's been, I think, since 2006 that they've developed a starting pitcher like this, and that's right for the Red Sox.
Not a lot of quality contact from Yankee bats in both ends of the doubleheader. A sweep, a 3-game sweep here at Fenway for the Red Sox puts them firmly over 500 now.
Yeah, everybody in the division now firmly over 500. Happy Father's Day, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. We will see you next Sunday night from Los Angeles, and don't forget our London series, Cubs and the Cardinals. For Eduardo Perez, David Cohn, our entire crew, I'm Carl Ravitz. Thanks again so much. SportsCenter is coming up 4-1. Red Sox win it.